Hey guys, Nathan here from dbgaminggear. Just wanted to put up a small snippet of gameplay to discuss one of the changes EA has made to Battlefield 3 in their recent patch. Basically, they have nerfed the IR scope pretty much into oblivion. It's now to the point where it went from being a specialty scope that you could use on maps that featured a lot of dark spaces and were more friendly to snipers using partial cover, to basically a scope that really can't be used effectively in any instance. I'm using a different scope. I think it's PSA at the moment with a red dot, so I'm just going to swap over after I die here to a tank. I'll just swap over to the IR scope to show you exactly what I'm talking about. But basically, EA have made it so that you can't negotiate tight corners, you can't peak shot. The heat signature isn't as prevalent as it was. They've basically made it so that the only hard counter in the game already existing for the IR scope, that was the Spec Ops camouflage, has now basically been given to everyone. So you really can't effectively use the IR scope for its intended purpose. So in darkened spaces, it really isn't effective. When you first pull up the scope, as I'll show you, you're basically blinded for half a second, so you can't corner effectively, you can't peak shot, and it basically means that the scope really can't be used for its intended purpose, which I've got a problem with, because there are a lot of dark passages, narrow corridors that are darkened, on Damavan Peak particularly, and there are a few other maps where there are a lot of dark spaces where the IR scope used to come into its own and it was an effective weapon, an effective add-on to your weapon. But now it's pretty much been put into a position of, oh yeah, you know, use this, and if you negotiate tight corners or try to peak shot, you will get completely destroyed. If those people hadn't already been spotted, as you saw the little orange arrow above their head and the star, I probably would have been killed by the first guy that I took out, because it was basically impossible to see them. You're put in a position now where you're having to change through scopes just to find another one you're comfortable with in any given situation. But it's basically giving snipers and people that prefer to camp partial cover a license to sit there, rack up kills, not contribute anything more than that to their team, and just sort of nullified a specialty scope that had a really crucial sort of part to play in Battlefield 3. It was a very useful scope, and I read an article that people posted directly from EA saying the EA developers even admitted to over-nerfing the IR scope, but instead of releasing a patch to fix it, they've let it go. They haven't fixed the flashlight, which was the big problem. That remains unchanged. There were a few other bugs here and there that I've noticed haven't been fixed, and for a patch that was fairly substantial, you know, it was what, 2 gig overall, I think, and you know, all it seems to have done is directly affect a few little things here and there, as well as nullify the IR scope. A lot of people probably think I'm whinging and complaining, but it really was a scope that did sort of fulfill a niche role within the game. It was one scope you could rely on in dark spaces that could guarantee that you weren't going to get completely butt-raped by somebody sitting in a corner with a sniper rifle. You could actually effectively counter that. But obviously EA have thought otherwise, nerfed it into the ground. So So now people that play on darkened maps will have to find another effective counter to people that are just going to sit there in the shadows. I hope people see that this was constructive criticism and not me really whinging too much, because I did offer up other hard counters that were already present in the game. But I'll leave it there, guys, and sorry the gameplay was pretty crappy, but yeah, it was the best I could do on such short notice. So thanks once again, guys, and tune in to DB Gaming Gear, our YouTube channel, for more gameplay, reviews and content.